You know, nothing is sacred when your hard-earned coldie starts getting taxed. It's a move that has outraged publicans and punters too, who feel it simply doesn't pass the pub test.
Righto, what do you want, mate?
I think a schooner of Carlton would be nice, thanks.
Oh, nice drop. Mother's milk. Beautiful, this. Here we go.
Now, this isn't taxing in the least, having a long, cold beer with Billy Brownless in his Geelong pub. Until...
Hang on.
What are you doing?
That is a federal government tax, my friend. That's what you get, $8.80.
Billy, what are your customers saying about the price of beer?
They're saying it's too pricey. It's just too much. And we get a lot of customers, punters.
What do you think of the fact that the beer taxes keep going up?
What do I think about it? I don't like it at all. It's we pay enough taxes as it is.
Did you know that Aussie beer drinkers paid $2.5 billion in federal government excise tax last year? Now that's a rum deal, if you like a lager.
You got their hands in everything, bud.
I mean, it is extortionate here, but you just put up with it because it's Sydney and everything's extortionate.
Now, Marty, I'm not crying poor, but it's bloody tough to run a pub.
Billy Brownless runs 3 venues. The former Geelong footy star, footy show funny man and self-confessed lover of a frothy says Aussie beer drinkers and the pub and club industry are being unfairly targeted by federal government taxes.
How much do you reckon you've put into the federal government's coffers over the years in beer tax?
Well, I'd hate to think, because they've got a couple of pubs, so a lot. So they should send us a letter. We should get maybe a card every year saying thanks for helping us out. And here's a refund or here's a rebate or something. That'd be nice.
No such thing as a free drink, Billy, especially from Canberra. They've got you over a barrel.
It went up on the 1st of February this year. It even went up last year when pubs were closed because of lockdown.
To make sense of the beer taxes, John Preston from the Brewers Association of Australia. Say goodbye, he says, to your cheap beer and Palmer.
Rain, hail or shine, the tax goes up twice a year, and every time it does, that increases revenue for the federal government.
There was a real expectation that beer drinkers would get tax relief in the federal budget, but maybe the feds were only joshing.
Yeah, we were really disappointed. We felt there was a really good opportunity for the federal government to step in there, given what had happened to pubs and clubs over the last couple of years with COVID.
Last year, COVID crushed the pub and club industry. In just one 3-month period, 40 million fewer pints were poured. Lost beer sales over the counter, a very frothy $2 billion.
But pubs and clubs are really struggling with costs going up across the board, whether that's their wage bill, their utility bill, the grocery bill if they do food. All their costs are going up, and as small businesses, it's difficult. They can't absorb all those costs. Some of those have to be passed on to their customers.
Well, it's either I buy it or I make it myself. And I don't have time to make it myself.
Beer in Australia is subject to 8 different excise rates. Right now, the tax rate is just over $37 per litre of pure alcohol, which makes no sense to any of us. Better to explain it like this.
But what that means for buying a beer over your counter at your pub is it's about 80 cents a pint. So every time you buy a pint, it's about 80 cents of that is just your excise, 60 cents for a schooner and 40 cents for a pot.
So it's costing everyone except the feds.
Exactly. They're going all right. How are they going at the minute?
Pretty good.
Exactly. They should open a pub.
Just to confuse the issue, there's a different tax rate on slabs of beer or cartons at the bottle shop. Do you know how much tax you're paying?
Let me ask you this question. How much tax is the federal government putting on that VB?
Don't know, I should have got the receipt.
Well, I might as well join the party. Now I'll go home and divvy them up. Some for Mr. Morrison, some for Mr. Frydenberg, and some for me. Righto, let's hop to it and work it out in beer. 6 for me and 6 for the feds. 6 for me, and 2, that's 14 for me, and 10 for the feds. There is your tax take. I'm not better, but I do feel pale.
So actually next year we take over Japan and we become the 3rd highest beer taxing country in the world, behind Norway and Finland. So that's a podium we don't want to be on.
I think that there is a good reason for the tax, because this substance costs our community money.
Dr. Hester Wilson from the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners. She's the chair of the specific interest group in addiction.
So, look, alcohol is a legal drug. Many of us like a drink. The problem is that it is a harmful drug. And even at lower risk levels, it still causes harm. People die because of this drug. People have shortened life expectancy because of this drug.
Isn't it the old wouldn't pass the pub test sort of thing? Can't put beer prices up if it's not going to pass the pub test.
I would say to the feds, let's put it down twice a year. Let's take the price down twice a year. Let's do something for the publicans and for the punters and for the community. Everyone be happy, and guess what? We'd sit there and have a pot and say, good on you, federal government.
Billy, do people care about publicans?
Yes, they do, because when they walk through the door, guess who they see? The publican. They want to have a chat to him. How you going? Talk footy, talk cricket, talk whatever's happening in the world. So he's very important, mate. And he might give you a free drink, so remember that.